People with really unique features I find more attractive now because I find them more interesting because everybody is starting to look the same.
Selena Gomez's new face has gone from looking like a normal 30-year-old woman to looking borderline extraterrestrial.
2026 Oscars. But why does our brain suddenly signal that the face looks off?
Denise Richards showing off the shocking results of her facelift, calling it the best thing she could have done for herself.
It's more expensive than any car I ever bought, but I can't drive around in my face.
Okay, do you remember the exact moment you looked at one of your favorite stars and your stomach just dropped? Not because they got older, because something looked off. The smile was there, but the eyes weren't smiling with it.
I do microblade my eyebrows. The last time I did it was in Derry, Ireland. My lipstick I've worn for years. I don't ever change it. Do you care this much? I'm really going into it.
Today we're counting down 15 Hollywood faces that changed in ways the whole world noticed. Some will surprise you, some will honestly break your heart a little. And number one isn't even about vanity. It's about something that should never have happened to anyone. So stay with me all the way to the end. And before we start, if you love these deep dive celebrity stories, go ahead and hit subscribe. We do one every single week. And trust me, you will want to be here for number one. So here's the thing we never really say out loud. We grew up believing these women would be beautiful forever. The faces on our posters, the haircuts we showed our hairdresser. And somewhere along the way, the same people who made millions off those faces started whispering that getting older was a problem that needed fixing. Now, I want to be really clear before we go any further. This is not a video about making fun of anyone, not even a little. Every single name on this list is a human being who got caught in an impossible trap, told to look young forever, then judged the second they tried. I dug through interviews, surgeon breakdowns, and old archives, and I cross-checked every detail I could find. Some of these stories are confirmed by the stars themselves. Some are just what fans and the internet believe. And I promise, I'll always tell you which is which. Okay, let's start the countdown. Let's start with a face you've seen 1,000 times, and a secret that began when she was just 24. You know Lisa Rinna, the soap star from Days of Our Lives.
She just had the wind knocked out of her.
The big personality from Beverly Hills reality TV, and those famous lips that became her whole signature. But here's the part most people never knew. Back when she was young, Lisa watched a movie and fell completely in love with another actress's pout.
Please, no, we have to know. Just tell what's going on with the lips.
So she walked into a clinic and had permanent silicone injected straight into her top lip. Permanent.
25 years ago, I had my lips injected.
Right.
With silicone.
Oh.
Stupid thing to do. I never had a career before I had the lips.
And over the years, that silicone didn't just sit there quietly. It moved. It hardened. Lisa later said it felt like she had little peas trapped inside her own mouth. Can you imagine living with that for decades? Eventually, she needed real surgery just to cut the old scar tissue out.
I have a doctor remove as much as they possibly can.
The silicone in there?
Yes.
Well, how come?
And the thing that makes me respect her, she owns all of it. Her exact words were, "I've gone too far with everything." Let's face it, I have. No excuses, no pretending, just the kind of honesty most celebrities are far too scared to give us. But Lisa's story is almost gentle compared to what's coming next. Because number 14 is a man who walked away from fame at the top of his game and came back with a face nobody recognized. Number 14 broke a lot of hearts because he was once one of the most beautiful men in Hollywood. In the 80s, Mickey Rourke was the guy, the smoldering star of Diner and 9.5 Weeks. Women lost their minds over him, and then he just walked away from acting to become a boxer. Now think about that for a second. He stepped into a ring and let people hit the most famous face in the movies. Over the years, his nose was broken again and again. His cheekbone was crushed. He needed real surgery just to rebuild what the fights destroyed. But here's where it turns truly tragic. He went to the wrong doctors. In his own words, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing. But I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. And one bad surgery led to another, and another, until the heartthrob the world remembered was almost impossible to find." What gets me, though, is how he handled it. No tears, no begging for sympathy. In 2017, he posted a selfie wrapped in surgical bandages and simply joked, "Now I am pretty again." That's the kind of dark humor that hides an awful lot of pain. But our next story? Oh, she would never joke about it, because number 13 denied everything, loudly. Number 13 called herself the very first supermodel in the world. And honestly, Janice Dickinson kind of was. She ruled the fashion covers in the 70s and 80s, then became the brutally honest judge we all loved on America's Next Top Model. In her prime, her face was all sharp angles and natural drama. Photographers adored her. But over the years, fans watched her features change dramatically. The lips, the cheeks, the whole shape of her face. And when people asked about it, girl, she did not budge. She famously insisted, "I don't get anything in my cheeks. I have perfect bone structure, and my lips are mine." The internet was not convinced. Then came the really wild chapter. She went on the show to fix an old implant, and afterwards she publicly accused the surgeon of doing a bad job. But the surgeon fired right back, claiming she had pulled out her own surgical drains during recovery and wouldn't stop smoking while she was healing. I mean, can you even picture that argument happening? Whatever you think of her choices, you have to admit one thing. Janice has never once been boring. She walks into any room and takes it over, even when that room is a hospital recovery ward. But after all that loud drama, number 12 gives us a woman who is just completely, refreshingly at peace with all of it. Number 12 is the breath of fresh air this list honestly needs, because Vivica A. Fox is not sorry, not even a little bit. You know her, Will Smith's fierce girlfriend in Independence Day, the unforgettable fighter in Kill Bill. For decades, that radiant smile and sharp jawline lit up every single screen she touched. In recent years, fans noticed her face looked fuller and softer. The sharp lines of her younger days rounded out, but where some stars go silent and let the internet guess, Vivica just told the truth with a smile on her face, and her words were so refreshing to hear.
I'm a woman of a certain age, and life changes, the body changes, and you're not gonna be the same size, but people forget that sometimes, and they can say very mean things to you. But I have to remember, I'm a woman, and I am comfortable in the skin I'm in, flaws and all. I do my best, honey, to keep it tight and right.
As long as you keep getting better, whatever it takes, you do it. If you're comfortable with it, you like it, I love it. No shame, no spin. Just a woman doing exactly what she wants with her own face and answering to absolutely no one. And here's the little detail that made me grin out loud. She reportedly turned an entire bedroom in her home into a professional glam room, just so she can wake up and feel like a superstar every single morning. Honestly, iconic behavior. Whatever you think of the choices, that is the kind of confidence you simply cannot fake. But not everyone could own it the way Vivica does, because number 11 spent years insisting he had never touched his face at all, while half of Hollywood quietly disagreed. Number 11 was once the biggest movie star on the entire planet, and one of the most stubborn men alive about this exact topic. Burt Reynolds, the mustache, the grin, the king of 70s box office in films like Smokey and the Bandit. So when his face started looking strangely tight and pulled in his later years, you'd think he might just admit to something. Nope, Burt insisted, "I was never lifted. I inherited my smooth skin from my father." He did admit to eye surgery, but he swore it was only because of injuries from filming fight scenes. Meanwhile, surgeons who studied his photos completely disagreed. They pointed to his unusually high brows, his stretched skin, and guessed at a whole list of work he would never, ever confirm. And here's a fascinating little truth in all of this. Years of sun damage had made his skin less stretchy than normal, so even good surgery would have looked tighter and less natural on him than on most people. His own face was almost fighting back against the very thing he was trying to do to it. He passed away in 2018, still never fully admitting a thing. But our next story isn't loud or stubborn at all. Number 10 just quietly disappeared. Number 10 is one of the saddest little mysteries in all of Hollywood. In the 90s, Lara Flynn Boyle had one of the most striking faces around. The sweet, secretive Donna in the cult classic Twin Peaks, the razor-sharp lawyer on The Practice, pale skin, dark hair, those piercing eyes. She was completely unforgettable, and then she basically vanished. When photographers caught rare pictures of her years later, fans were genuinely stunned. The delicate features they remembered looked dramatically different and much fuller. Now, she has never confirmed a single procedure, so everything out there is just speculation and whispers. But what really stays with me is what people wrote online. One comment broke me a little. Someone said, "It makes me so sad that she felt the need to do this to herself. She was gorgeous before. Now all the light has left her eyes." That's not cruelty, you know, that's grief. And there's a juicy old rumor from her Twin Peaks days too. Insiders say she was quietly dating one of her co-stars behind the scenes, and may have even nudged the writers to change a storyline because of it. Intense, both on screen and off. Instead of explaining herself to anyone, Lara simply chose silence and privacy. And honestly, that is her right, but number 9 could not be more different. She turned her own bad surgery into the funniest, most brutally honest confession you have ever heard in your life. Number 9 is Hands down, the most honest woman on this entire list, Sharon Osbourne, the sharp-tongued queen of reality TV from the Osbournes. She has never once hidden the fact that she loves a little help from a surgeon. But in 2021, she went in for a full facelift, and it went badly wrong. And instead of hiding from the world, she told us absolutely everything in the most Sharon way possible. She said she looked like a cyclops. One eye sat higher than the other. She said her whole face felt wrapped up tight like a mummy. Can you imagine looking in the mirror after surgery and seeing that staring back? Her husband, Ozzy, was so upset he told her, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." And she did go back and she got it fixed. But here's the line that actually stops me cold every single time. Years before all this, she wrote something so true it almost hurts to hear. She said, "Every time you go under the knife for vanity, you are slicing off yet more of your self-worth." Read that one again. This is a woman who kept reaching for surgery while knowing exactly what it was costing her on the inside. By 2023, she summed the whole thing up in 5 blunt words. The 2021 facelift was the worst thing I ever did. But number 8, she didn't even do anything wrong, and the entire world turned on her anyway. Number 8 is the one that makes me genuinely angry on her behalf. Renée Zellweger, our beloved, messy, wonderful Bridget Jones. Back in 2014, she walked onto a red carpet looking just a little bit different, and the entire internet completely lost its mind. Is that even Renee? Was suddenly everywhere. News shows, tabloids, endless cruel headlines, all about her eyes. She firmly denied having any surgery on them, and several experts actually agreed with her, saying the change was likely just weight loss, getting older, and a healthier, happier life.
87 at the age of 28. I'm not seeing any changes. It's interesting.
But the part that breaks my heart is why she was even at that event in the first place. She later revealed she went to support a dear friend who'd just been diagnosed with a serious illness. Her friend wanted to walk that red carpet to prove to herself she wasn't defeated. So Renee wasn't thinking about her own face that night at all. She was thinking about her friend, and the whole world was busy ripping her apart. She finally fought back with a powerful essay called "We Can Do Better," calling out just how cruel we are to women. And the best revenge of all, she went on to win another Oscar. There's even a perfect little moment where she once overheard strangers gossiping about her on a train, then someone recognized her and gasped, "But you look just like yourself." Renee just smiled and said, "Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it?" But our next story has no happy comeback waiting. Number 7 cried real tears over what we did to her. Okay, quick breath. We are past the halfway point now, and the top 7 are the names that truly stayed with me long after I stopped researching. We've got a heartbreak, a tender confession from a man you'd never expect, a real-life survivor who deserved so much better, and a number 1 that honestly should never have happened to anyone. Keep going. I promise it's worth it. Number 7 is pure heartbreak, because she got punished no matter what she did. Kristin Davis won all of our hearts as sweet, romantic Charlotte. When the cast returned for the reboot, she was in her late 50s, standing right next to younger versions of herself on screen. The pressure must have been absolutely crushing. She'd had some fillers, and the moment that show aired, the internet was merciless. Thousands of cruel jokes and memes, all aimed at her face. And here's the part that's just sick. One of her own co-stars was getting attacked at the exact same time for the complete opposite reason, for daring to show gray hair and natural wrinkles. So one woman was mocked for aging, and the other was mocked for trying not to. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Kristin didn't hide how much it all hurt. She said, "I've had to get them dissolved, and I've been ridiculed relentlessly, and I have shed tears about it. It's very stressful." Real tears, over comments from strangers who never had to live one single day in her shoes. She also said something that really stuck with me. She pointed out that you don't smile at yourself in the mirror, so you genuinely cannot see how the work looks once your face actually moves. By the next season, she dissolved the fillers and looked soft and beautiful again. But number 6 is a tenderness I really wasn't ready for. And this time, it's about a man. Number 6 is going to make you go a little quiet inside. Kenny Rogers, that warm, rugged music and TV legend with the silver beard and the kindest eyes in the business. Late in life, he had surgery around his eyes and brow to look a little younger. And what he said afterward is one of the most honest, gentle regrets I have ever come across.
And I regret that, but the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it. I mean, I could be all down here, so you do it and you live with it.
He looked back at old photos of himself and realized something was simply gone. His words, "My eyes were a lot warmer than they are now." And I miss that. Oh, that one hurts. Because he wasn't talking about wrinkles at all. He was talking about warmth, the kindness that used to live right there in his eyes. And he was honest about why he did it too. He'd married a much younger wife, and he said very plainly, "I didn't want to be an old man with this young girl." That's not vanity, is it? That's a person who was scared and human and just trying to feel like he was enough. He passed away in 2020, but that quote of his lives on because it says the quiet truth out loud. Sometimes looking younger and looking like yourself are two completely different things. And the woman at number 5 lost herself for years before discovering the surprising real reason her face changed in the very first place. Number 5 has an origin story that completely changed the way I see her. Melanie Griffith, the fierce, dreamy star of Working Girl with that soft beauty and that unforgettable voice. Over the years, her face slowly changed under heavy lip and cheek work until the delicate features of her youth got buried underneath it all. The tabloids were so unbelievably cruel to her. And the painful part? She genuinely didn't realize how far it had gone. She said, "I didn't realize until people started saying, 'Oh my God, what has she done?' I was so hurt." So she fired her old doctor and had it all dissolved, trying her best to find her real face again. But here's the detail almost nobody ever talks about. Her very first surgery wasn't about beauty at all. When she was young, a frightening accident on a film set left her with serious facial injuries that needed real reconstructive surgery. Let that just sink in for a moment. Her complicated history with her own face didn't start in a vanity clinic. It started in a hospital room when she was barely more than a kid. Doesn't that change everything? And one more thing to warm your heart. Her daughter, the actress Dakota Johnson, lovingly recreated one of Melanie's most famous Working Girl scenes in her own movie, frame for frame.
"I expect you to call me Anna, and I don't expect you to fetch me coffee unless you're getting some for yourself."
A quiet little love letter from a daughter to her mom. But number four is the one that still makes me genuinely sad. Number 4 is the story I most wish people had been kinder about. Kim Novak, a true golden age legend, the haunting beauty of the Hitchcock classic Vertigo. She had stepped away from Hollywood decades ago to live a quiet life on a ranch, painting and caring for her animals. Then, in 2014, she came back for one single night to present at the Oscars, and the internet was vicious about how her face looked. Just brutal. People who had no idea what she'd been through tore her apart in a matter of seconds. But here's what they didn't know. This woman was a survivor in every sense of the word. She had quietly battled a serious illness. She had lived with a health condition she was brave enough to speak about openly. She had every reason in the world to stay hidden away, and yet she showed up anyway. She walked onto that stage as someone who had fought so hard just to be standing there at all, and instead of a warm welcome, she got mocked for how her face had changed over the years. She deserved a standing ovation. Instead, she got a pile-on. Later, she spoke up about how deeply that cruelty wounded her, and how she refused to be shamed simply for surviving. That quiet courage is the part I just can't let go of. But number three actually gives us our hope back. Number 3 is the comeback this whole list desperately needed. Courteney Cox, forever our Monica from Friends and the fearless reporter from the Scream movies. For years, fans watched her face slowly puff up and change until it looked tight and a little bit unfamiliar. But what makes Courteney so special is that she explained exactly how it happens, better than almost anyone ever has.
I do microblade my eyebrows. The last time I did it was in Derry, Ireland. My lipstick I've worn for years. I don't ever change it. Do you care this much? I'm really going into it.
She called it a domino effect. You get one small thing done. It looks fine, so you do a little more, and then a little more. And because it's all so gradual, you genuinely never see it happening. Her words were just perfect. You look in the mirror and go, "Oh, that looks good." You don't realize what it looks like to the outside person. Isn't that the entire trap in a single sentence? Then a close friend finally looked at her and said, "Whoa, no more." And Courteney actually listened. She had every bit of filler dissolved. She decided to embrace her smile lines, her movement, her real face. She even said she wanted to share her own before and after photos, just to warn other women away from the same trap. She didn't just fix her own face. She tried to save other people from the same heartbreak. That's not a cautionary tale anymore. That's a gift. But number 2 never got that same kindness from us, even though she's one of the most beloved women in movie history. Number 2 is America's sweetheart, and honestly, I think we owe her a real apology. Meg Ryan, the undisputed queen of the romantic comedy, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail. That crinkly, infectious smile that made her feel like your very best friend. As the years passed, fans noticed her cheeks looked fuller, and when she smiled, that fullness seemed to push up and crowd those famous bright eyes. Now, she has never confirmed any surgery, so all of this is just public speculation. But the way people talked about her was so unkind, almost like her face was something she somehow owed us. And here's the truth that flips the whole story upside down. Everyone just assumed surgery had ruined her career, but Meg has said, again and again, that she walked away from Hollywood entirely on her own terms. She was burned out. She wanted a real life. The leaving came first. Her response to all that meanness is so calm, it's almost powerful. She simply said, "Meanness and hatred are just so stupid." And these days, she says she genuinely loves her age. Oh, and here's a sweet little secret most people don't even know. Meg Ryan isn't even her real name. She was born Margaret Hyra, and she picked her screen name from her own grandmother. The real woman behind that famous smile was always far more interesting than any character she ever played. And here we are. Number 1, the story I promised would leave you speechless, because this was never a tale of vanity. It was a tale of a victim. Priscilla Presley, Elvis's beautiful young bride, who went on to build her own real career on Dallas. For years, people mocked how stiff and changed her face had become. They just assumed she'd gone overboard with fillers, chasing youth like everyone else. But the truth is so much darker, and it'll genuinely make your skin crawl. There was a man named Daniel Serrano. He posed as a fancy cosmetic doctor and hosted exclusive injection parties for wealthy celebrities, promising some miracle anti-aging treatment from Europe. Guests reportedly lined right up between drinks. But what he was actually injecting into their faces wasn't safe filler at all. It was industrial-grade silicone, the kind of material used to grease automobile parts, pumped straight into their skin. Let that sit with you for a second. Priscilla wasn't reckless. She was deceived by a face doctor. He was eventually caught and sent to prison. And she was left needing painful surgeries just to begin repairing the damage that had been done to her. So every cruel joke people made about her face for all those years, they were laughing at a woman who was the victim of an actual crime. And that, right there, is why she's number 1. Because her story isn't a warning about vanity. It's a reminder to be a whole lot gentler than we were. So there it is. 15 faces and 15 completely different stories. Sharon Osbourne, brave enough to laugh at her own pain. Courteney Cox, turning her regret into a warning to save other women. And Priscilla Presley, the victim of an actual crime who got mocked for years by people who had no idea what really happened to her. When you step back and look at the whole picture, these were never really beauty stories at all. They're stories about fear, about mirrors that lie to you, about an industry that told these women to stay young forever, and then punished them the second they tried. Every single one of them was already more than enough. It really makes you wonder what's going on behind all those perfect red carpet smiles, doesn't it? If this one got to you the way it got to me, hit subscribe. We've got so many more stories like this coming your way, and you do not want to miss a single one.